Rabotai, welcome back. Welcome back to the treasures of Mishnayot. We are continuing in Masechet Berachot in Perek Aleph, Mishnah Aleph. This will be part 2 of the Shiur. We did conclude yesterday, I saw that it got cut off. We did conclude yesterday with a question. The question was, the Kahati brought down, why didn't the Gemara clearly say, Mematai korin eshma be'aravin misha'at tzeta kochavim? Right, the Mishnah says, from when does one recite the Kriya Shema in the evening? From when the Kohanim enters to eat the Truma. Why didn't they just tell us from when the 3 stars come out? So yesterday we wanted to give one reason, was, I'll read it to you again today just to go in sync. I'll read it for you again right now. But we wanted to say yesterday that a person shouldn't think that really the kapara process is really dependent on the 8th day when he brings the korban, and until then he's not allowed to eat the Truma. No, it wanted to teach you an extra halacha. He wanted to teach you that once the sun has set and the day has passed, meaning now the 3 stars came out, even though he still didn't bring the korban, which is the following day, the 8th of the day, like we showed on the blackboard yesterday, we want to come and teach you that he's allowed to eat the truma tonight, and he doesn't have to wait for tomorrow, even though the whole atonement process really finishes tomorrow. Okay. Rabotai, let's get back to work. We are continuing in the Kahati in page Dalet. I am about maybe from the top, maybe 15 lines, from the bottom, maybe 15 lines. I'm not going to count, but somewhere there. In any event, Rabotai, he says over here like this. B'Gemara mivu'er. In the Gemara it's explained. Shemishnatenu nachtam misha'at shekohanim. Our Mishnah took the language of from when the Kohanim enter to eat the Truma, v'chul and etc. And it did not take the language of from when the stars come out. Why did it do it? To teach us, by the way, an extra halacha. Besides the halacha of when you have to recite the Kriya Shema, that's when the 3 stars come out. But also he wants to teach you an extra halacha that had to do with the Kohanim. Meaning to say, Shekol Kohen Tameh, any Kohen who is Tameh, even though his purification process is really dependent on bringing the korban for full atonement, which is on the 8th day, kigon zav or mitzorah. For example, we explain what a zav is, and the mitzorah we explained in part 1 of the shiur. After he went to the mikvah, remember the kohen has to go to the mikvah on the 7th day. And then he has to wait for the sun to set and the stars to come out. Harehu ochel b'trum. That's what it wanted to teach us. Now he's able to go ahead and eat truma. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Uba hashemesh, when the sun came, v'taher. Rabotai, you guys probably did see it, maybe didn't see it. We started, I believe it's called The Journey of Gemara with Rashi. Over there you'll see when we start doing Dav Bet and Amud Aleph on the bottom, and also Dav Bet, Amud Bet on the top, we'll see over there this whole word Vitahir. What does it mean to pass? Does it mean to purify? I know, yes, I ran through it, but this word plays a very, very big role on who is it going. Is it going on the day, or is it really going on the person? And so forth. So just understand about it's a pasuk, and there's ways to understand the pasuk, okay? So when he says over here, Uba Hashemesh, and the sun came, meaning the sun set. V'taher over here, we're going to translate, and the day passed. Okay, let's put it to you like this. V'achar yochal min hakochim, and afterwards he's able to eat from the kochim. And we explained in part 1 of the shiur, it's not going on consecrated meat, it's actually going on truma. It's going on consecrated produce, which is the truma, which is given to the kohen from the farmer's tevel, like we saw yesterday. So he says, he explains the pasuk now. Bi'at shimshom me'akvato mil'ochol bitruma. The coming of the sun, meaning the setting of the sun, will hold the kohen from eating truma. Ve'en kaparato, but not the atonement process, which is what? So he says, havata korban me'akvato mil'ochol bitruma. But the full completion of atonement process, that does not hold him back from eating truma. That's what he wanted to teach us. That's the reason why the Tana didn't say that's why he didn't say that, for a reason. Why? to teach us this chiddush of the Kohen. ממתי קוראים לשבע בערבין? משעה שקונים נכנסים לחוב בתרומתן. Why do you have to tell me משעה שקונים נכנסים לחוב בתרומתן? To show you it's the sun that's meaning the sun setting, what holds him back from eating truma, and not the bringing of the korban the following day. That does not hold him back. That the following day korban does hold him back from being able to eat consecrated meat, which is really called kodshim. Okay. Now we're going to see over here, he's going to try to give us a few more reasons to why the Tana kept in line with Misha'asha Konim Nechzil Chub B'Trumatan. Why did the Tana still stick to the Kohen? We saw one reason. Now he's going to give us another reason. Again, remember, he could have said easily Misha'at Tzet Kochavim for when the 3 stars come out. But the Tana didn't do it. So we saw, that's, by the way, the language that we just saw now, that's the language in the Gemara. Everything else I'm going to read for you is not in the Gemara. So he says like this, there are those that want to explain, the reason why the Tana did not teach from when the stars come out, Mishum, listen to this, Rabotai, why I love learning detailed Torah, Rabotai, because there's things that you learn that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. Is it, what did you do in the very if you wouldn't learn it? No, Rabotai, but now you have a better understanding. Excuse me, guys. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam shehakol niheh b'dvaro. So he says, "V'yesh mevarim shelo shana Tana mishat tzet kochavim." There are those that want to explain the reason why the Tana did not want to teach you from when the 3 stars come out. Mishum she'ein anu motziim shi'ur tzet kochavim betor klal, because we do not find when the 3 stars come out in the Torah at all. There's no mention in the Torah that speaks about when the 3 stars come out, and only then you have to go ahead and say the Shema. There's nothing in the Torah that says those words. Rak etzel truma katov, only by the truma, by the Kohanim it's written, Uba hashemesh v'tayr, and the sun set and the day passed. Meaning the sun set and the original day passed, now it's night. Shehu zman tzet kochavim, when it says in the Torah, Uba hashemesh v'tayr, that means that is the time for when the 3 stars come out. Rabotai, so we see over here that there is no open pasuk, there's no open phrase in the Torah that teaches us to tell us the shi'ur of tzet kochavim, like when does the 3 stars come out? It doesn't teach us in the Torah, but there is a hint from the verse, Uba hashemesh v'tahir. Over there we can find it, Rabotai. V'lachein talah hatana bezman ha-truma. That's why the Tana had to teach you the halachot of truma in our Mishnah. That's what he says, me'amotai korim yeshua be'aravin, me'sha'a shekonim nichnesim l'chol b'trumatam. Why did you pick truma? Why did you pick tzet kochavim? Very simple. Because the language of tzet kochavim, it does not appear in the Torah. But the language of truma does appear in the Torah, and which teaches you, Rabotai, when the 3 stars come out. That's Uba Hashemesh v'tayr. That's when the sun came and the day has passed. Okay, Rabotai, I just want to be a little bit more clear. A little bit more clear. Since Uba Hashemesh v'tayr is going on truma, and we know that truma is when can you eat the truma? When the sun set and the stars came out. So that's why the Tana had to teach Zman, the time of, that's what the Tana had to teach us. That's when the time when the Kohanim entered to eat the truma, which is tzet kochavim. But they couldn't tell us tzet kochavim directly because we don't find that shi'ur of tzet kochavim in the Torah at all. We only find it by the verse Uba Hashemesh v'tayr, and that verse Uba Hashemesh v'tayr is, like we're learning it now, is going on truma. Okay, Rabotai, I hope you guys have it. So one more time. The reason why the Tana did not teach us from when the 3 stars come out, but he's stuck with saying when the Kohen enters to eat the truma, for one reason only, is because in the Torah you're not going to find the shiur of the tzet kochavim, but rather you're only going to find the pasuk of Uba Hashemesh v'tahir, which means to say the sun set and the day passed. It's night, but that pasuk is going on truma. It's teaching us when the Kohanim are allowed to eat the truma. That's specific at tzet kochavim. So since it's belonging to the Kohanim, that's why in our Mishnah the Tana had to speak only about the Kohanim, and that's why he did not want to teach us directly that the 3 stars, that when the 3 stars come out, because you won't find that except in the pasuk of Baal Shem retire. Okay. He brings it down in Shnot Eliyahu. This is the Shnot Eliyahu that says this. He says, "Acherim mivarim b'derech haremes." Others want to explain it in a hinted way. Shehoil u'mitzvat Kriyat Shema be'erevi. Since the mitzvah of reciting Kriyat Shema, the evening Shema, is in the evening, Reishit kol mitzvot, which is the beginning of all the mitzvot, lefichach, therefore, Tala Hatana zmana be'achilat truma hanikret Reishit. That's what the Tana, he relied, he depended on the time of eating the truma, which is also called Reishit. Rabotai, one more time. Others want to give a hint to why the Tana began with Mish'asha Konim Nechnesin L'chol B'Terumatan, and why they didn't choose when the 3 stars come out. They want to explain it differently. They want to say, because Truma is called the Rishit. The Rishit means the first of the crops. When the farmer gives from Tevel the 1% to Truma, that's the first of his crops, it belongs to the Kohen. Since Truma is called the first, and since the first mitzvah that falls on a person at night, the first thing is Kriyat Shema. So since the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema is first, and the Truma is also called the Rishit, the first of your crop, that's why the Tana went ahead and he taught us Mish'asha Konim Nechnesin L'chol B'Terumatan. That is a Rishit, and it also connects to us being able to say Shema at night. One more time, Rabotai. That's what he says. Sheho'ilu mitzvah Kriyat Shema be'erevi, Reshit kol mitzvot. Since the reading of the Shema is in the evening and is the beginning of all the mitzvot, lefichach Tala Hatana zmana be'achilat truma hanikret Reshit. That's why the Tana, he relied on the eating of the truma, which is also called Reshit. Since they have to do something with each other, that's why he said. That's what he used in the Mishnah, Misha'at, Mish'asha Kohanim Nechnesin L'chol B'Terumatan. Ve'ula yesh lahosiv od b'derech haremes. He says, and perhaps you could even add more in another hintful way. Sheba Hatana lelamdenu. If you guys remember, yesterday we saw that the Kohanim, we said yesterday that the Kohanim shayu ovdei avodat Hashem b'mikdash umevatzei da'at Torah ba'am, that the Kohanim, they would do the service in the Beit HaMikdash, and they would spread the knowledge of the Torah to the people. Everything they did in the Beit HaMikdash was quick. They were diligent. They never procrastinated. Why did they do? Because they wanted to be an example for the Jewish people. That also when it comes to do mitzvot, you also have to be quick. You have to be diligent, Rabotai. So that's what he says over here. Sheba Hatana lelamdenu midat hazirizut. The Tana comes to teach us the characteristic trait of being diligent. Bikiyum mitzvot Kriyat Shema. Rabotai, it's not just doing any mitzvah. Of course, any mitzvah, the Chazal tell us, do not leave it, do not postpone it. But over here, Rabotai, one of the biggest problems we do have is when Shema comes, when the evening sets, we don't say Shema right away. Again, Rabotai, I'm not going to get into the halachic aspect. I believe it's in Simon Reish Lamed Hey in the Or Chaim. I believe that's in 235. Okay, I don't want to get up right now, but to see if it's in 235, but I believe, let me see something. It's supposed to be in Reish Lamed Hey. You know something? Let me see something. I don't want to give you guys the wrong information. What's this? Let's see. Let's see, Rabbi Isai, Reish Lamed Hey. One second. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Reish Lamed Hey. Reish Lamed Hey. I don't remember seeing it. Outside the halacha, I remember Reish Lamed Hey, Reish Lamed Gimel, Dalet Hey. Okay. Yes, Rabotai. Reish Lamed Hey, Zman Kriya Shema Shel Arvit. Right? Zman Kriya Shema Balayla Mishat Yitziat Shlosh Kochavim Kitanim. Rabotai, right here, Halacha Aleph says the time of the Kriya Shema in the evening is from when the 3 stars come out. Okay, Rabotai, so it is in Reish Lamed Hey, that's 235 in Halacha Aleph. In any event, why am I saying this, Rabotai? A lot of times the Zman of Kriya Shema comes and we don't say Shema. I'm not telling you to down Arvit now. We don't even say Shema. Again, there's leniencies, there's this, that. I'm not going to get into the halachic aspect of it right now, because this is a Mishnah class. But the best way to do the mitzvah is once, sun set and the 3 stars came out. According to us, it's about 13 and a half seasonal minutes, which is more or less 50 minutes after sunset. That's the time you just want to go ahead and you want to say Shema, and you want to accept upon yourself Ol Malchut Shemaim. Yes, of course, you're going to say V'ahavta V'hayam Shemo and Vayomer. So that's what his son goes over here. What does the Tana come to teach us? Why did the Tana have to use the Kohanim as an example? Because Shabbat al-Lamudenu midat hazirizut b'kiyum mitzvot Kriya Shema. The Tana came to teach us the character that one has to have, the diligence that one has to have when it comes to fulfilling the mitzvah of Kriya Shema in the evening. Because a lot of us will overlook it. So he says over here, Achila Truma mitzvah hi etla Kohanim. Eating the Truma is a mitzvah by the Kohanim. Ve'aftu una bracha. It even requires a bracha. When they eat the Truma, they have to say a bracha. What bracha do they say? Asher kiddishanu b'kiddushato shel Aharon v'tzivan l'chol b'truma. That Hashem, that He commanded us, that He sanctified us in the sanctity of Aharon, and He commanded us to eat the Truma. That's the bracha that he has to say. It's brought down in Rambam Halachot Trumot, Perek Tetvav Halacha Chav Bet. That's chapter 15, law 22. So now he explains, V'kohanim shenitmeu v'tavlu. If you had a Kohen that became Tameh and he went to the mikvah to dip, ho'il v'asurim b'truma ad she'ariv shimshan. Since they're not allowed to eat truma until the sun sets. Dahainu, what does it mean until the sun sets? Le'yigamer kalil yom tumatan v'yitchila erev shel yom chadash. Until the whole day of their tumah is going to pass completely, and they're going to begin a new evening. That is that time of the evening is when the 3 stars come out. That is the time they anticipate. Because at that moment, once the stars come out, that's when they turn back to becoming tahor. Their bodies are tahor. They're pure, and also they're sanctified through them being kohanim. ובכדי לתת ביטוי מוחשי לשינוי הזה שחל בגופם וברוחם, since they want to go ahead and give a concrete expression to this change, that they were tam at one point, now they became tahor. In order to give this change that happened to their body and to their spiritual selves, Vada'ai enam mechamitzim af rega. For sure they don't delay even one moment. Umizdarzim likayem mitzvot achil truma. And they're diligent and they're quick in fulfilling the mitzvah of eating the truma. He says, Zehu kinere mashmeut alashon nichnasim. He says, it seems, not 100%, it seems to me this is the expression of the language. What does it say in the Mishnah? Misha'at, why does it have to say from the time the Kohanim enter to eat the Truma? Why do you have to say enter? Right? So he says, you know why? What it means enter? He wants to learn the word nichnasim. They go back to becoming tahor. It enters them because listen, you could say that Kohanim eat the Truma. Why do you have to tell me enters? They enter to eat the Truma. Where they're going? Yeah, they're eating the Truma. What else are they going to do? So he wants to learn the word nichnasim, meaning literally that it enters them to becoming kadosh, tahor, pure and holy from the original state when they were tameh. Kimoshe ba'aru k'varama, like we explained on top. Lefichach, therefore, amru hachamim, that's what the Chachamim said. Misha'a she'kohanim nichnasim l'chol b'trumatan, from the time the Kohanim entered to eat their truma, hatchalat zman kriya shema, that is the beginning of the time of Shema. When the Kohanim enter to eat the truma, that is the beginning time when we have to say Shema. Ukashem she'kohanim mizdazrzim b'sha'at zol achila trumatan, Just like the Kohanim, they're diligent, they're quick in fulfilling the mitzvah of eating the truma. Kach mitzvah al kol ha'adam. So there's a commandment on every single person, Mishra from the Jewish people, Lizdarez bikiyum mitzvot kriya shema. To be diligent and quick in fulfilling the mitzvah of kriya shema. Ulikabel alav miyad, to accept upon himself immediately, bereshit ha'erev, in the beginning of the evening. All malchut shamayim ve'ol mitzvot, because that's what it is. When you accept upon yourself all malchut shamayim, the yoke of heaven, you also accept upon yourself the mitzvot, which are found in the Parsha V'Hayim Shemo. So that's what he's trying to tell Rabotai. The reason why, according to another way you could explain it, the reason why the Tana did not want to learn the reason why he didn't go that direction, but he stayed with the Kohanim to teach us, just like the Kohanim who are diligent, who are quick, who don't postpone when it comes to doing the mitzvah of Achilat Truma. They're excited, they wait for it. So too with us. When it comes to the mitzvah of Kriya Shema, in this case, which is the evening, we shouldn't postpone it till later. Because remember, Rabotai, you go down at 11 o'clock, so you're accepting All Malchut Shamayim at 11 o'clock. You're going to sleep at 12 o'clock. But a person that accepted upon himself at, let's say, I don't know what time today, 5 o'clock is sunset today, not sunset. I'm sorry. Let's say 4:30 sunset, so that means 4:45 is already 15 minutes here or there. It's already when the 3 stars come out. So if 4:45 is when the 3 stars come out, Rabotai, we have a problem. If you don't say Shema now, and you wait till 11 o'clock, so you waited 5-something-and-a-half hours to go ahead and accept All Malchut Shamayim, and then you're going to sleep. So what kind of, why you accept Hashem as a king over you just for an hour or something? But if you go at 4:45, I'm not telling you to daven Arvit. You could daven Arvit if you want. I'm not telling you to daven Arvit. I'm speaking about only the mitzvah of saying Shema alone. If you went and you just say Shema, you could be in the highway, in the middle of the highway. You could be, I don't know, you could be home. Doesn't matter where you are. You just stop. Shema, you say Shema, you say the 3 paragraphs, and that's it. Now you accept it upon yourself, mitzvah of All Malchut Shamayim, for the next 6-7 hours of the night. You did in the beginning, just like you could understand when it comes to davening in the morning, you're quick to accept All Malchut Shamayim. Some people even daven nets. So to me, Rabotai, there's a mitzvah to go ahead and say it early, once the 3 stars come out. Okay. Rabotai, Baruch Hashem. So we saw really these explanations that they want to explain on the Mishnah, why it went with Kohanim, and why it did not go from when the 3 stars come out. Okay. Now we're going to continue back into the Mishnah. Now we're going to see that there is a 3-way argument between Rabbi Eliezer, Chachamim, and Rabbi Gamliel. Rabotai, in this Mishnah, you have 4 people speaking. The Tana Kama is the first one. Tana Kama, like we mentioned, Tana means teacher, Kama means the first. Tana Kama is going to be the first person that spoke over here. What did he say, the Tana Kama? Very simple. Me'motai korin eshema be'aravin. From when does one recite Kriya Shema in the evening? Misha'at tzeta kochavim. No, I'm sorry. My bad. Misha'at, 1 second. Yeah, Misha'at kohanim nichnatzim l'chol b'trumatan. From once the kohanim enter to eat the truma. Who's saying that statement? We'll see it's whatever. Over here we'll see right now that this is a Tana Kama. He's telling you the beginning time of Kriya Shema is from when the stars come out. However, Rabotai, now we're about to see up to when can you do the Kriya Shema. So we would want you to begin it when the stars come out, but up to how long do you actually have to be able to say Shema at nighttime? Okay. So Rabotai, let's do this. Let's go back one more time into the Mishnah and we'll go straight into the 3 opinions. Me'motai korin Shema be'aravit. Now boys, if I tell you something, you know, I used to learn with Rabbi Walken, one-liner, like literally one-liner, could have been 2 months. I mean, it was doing Rishonim, Achronim, we were going deep. But you know, by the end, when we finished learning with him, it stuck with you. So I won't be surprised if you guys are going to, even just by listening, you guys are going to know the Mishnah. Mishnah already going to be saying, you'll be sleeping, you're going to be dreaming about Kriya Shema and the Kohanim. Okay, Rabotai. It's because you go over and over. This is, Rabotai, what the Chazal tell us. You can't compare a person who learned 101 times to a person who learned 100 times. A person who learned 100 times, yeah, he learned 100 times. But a person who learned 101 times, he's called an Eved Hashem, a servant of Hashem. How could that be? One. Yeah, that's exactly it, Rabotai. That one makes a very big difference. That one, Rabotai. I want to ask you guys a question. A person has 0, 0, 0. He has 100 zeros. The other guy has also 100 zeros. But he has the one in front of the 0. Rabotai, this guy that has 0 has nothing. That guy has a 1. He's a billionaire, if I can say. As simple as that, Rabotai. As simple as that. One makes a difference. Another time, and another time, and another time. Rabotai, that's how you come to love Torah. It's through chazarot. It's not through running, trying to finish. It's okay. I'm here. You think Hashem is not happy I'm here? You think Hashem wants me to be here? When we'll get there, we'll get there. But as of now, Hashem is happy. We're learning His Torah. You could be learning this book, Rabotai. You could be learning this book. You could be learning, you could be Shuta Rashba. You could be learning Torah, Rabotai. Torah is Torah. There's no reason to rush. It's all about understanding and how do you say it? Understanding and allowing it to. How do you say? I use that word. You have to let it soak in you. Let it become part of you. Let it become part of your bones. Torah has to become part of you. You can't be living without Torah, Rabotai. This is it. This is how you have to learn. And I'll tell you something. After you do this, believe it or not, when you want to do the Mishnah, you'll be like it'll be like snap of the finger. You're gonna know you have to go through the whole thing again because you already understand it. So you do it one time in one shot. Okay. Rabotai, one more time. From when does one recite the Kriya Shema in the evening? From the time the Kohanim enter to the Truma. Ad Sova Ashmor Harishon. Until the end of the first watch. Divri Rabbi Elazar. We just added something about time. Pay close attention in the Mishnah. From the time the Kohanim enter to eat their Truma. Comma. Or period. Whatever you want to put there. Stop. ממתי קוראים שמע בערבים? משעה שקוראים נכנסים לחול בתרומתן. But there's one two-letter word over there that has changed everything now. Ad, until. Ad hasov hashmor harishona. Until the end of the first watch. Divrei Rabbi Eliezer. This is the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. Rabotai, did you see what just happened? That's why you have to take it slow when it comes to learning. Every word counts, Rabotai. Every single word counts. So now you could see from over here when it says Ad, that means the first part was the Tanakama. Now when it says Ad, until the end of the first watch, it said Divrei Rabbi Eliezer. The Gemara Masechet Berachot does say that maybe Rabbi Eliezer is really going also that. There's a machloket in that, but Rabotai, we're learning simple understanding. I also do Masechet Berachot. Like I mentioned over there, if you do that also, you'll actually see all these things coming up. Okay. So, let's see what the Kahati has to say in this. So we said like this. So we want to know, so now we know that the beginning time to recite Kriya Shema, that's when the Kohanim enter to either Truma. When the Kohanim enter to either Truma, what time is it? That's when the stars come out. Beautiful. Why didn't the Tana teach us when the 3 stars come out? Because like we saw different reasons. It was more associated with Kohanim. Fine. But now we want to see up until when are you allowed to say Shema? So comes it says Ad Sof Hashmor Harishona, Divrei Rabbi Eliezer. So comes the Kahati and he brings the Gemara. Koloimer Ad Sof Ashlish Harishon Shel Halayla, until the end of the first of the third of the night. Shahalayla Nechlak L'Shalosh Ashmor, because the night is divided into 3 parts. Okay, Rabotai, let's do this. Where my marker go? I hope I get new highlighters, not highlighters, what do you call these markers, blue and other. Maybe different colors. We'll have a better reading. We'll have a better reading and understanding. And maybe also get a blackboard, but I need you guys to actually see it from there. Okay. Rabotai, so we have like this. Okay, I hope you guys see it. We have... Opa. Okay, let's do this. Rabotai, there's a machloket if the night in the Gemara, there's an argument if the night is divided into 3 parts or into 4 parts. Right now we're going to go with 3 parts. So it comes out over here, Rabbi Yishai. Let's do this. So this would be 6. This will be 12. 1 second. This will be 3. This will be 9. Okay, beautiful. So every watch is going to be 4 hours. Correct. Rabotai, I'm using a perfect day schedule. 4 hours. So this will be 10. This will be 11. This will be 1. This will be 2. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's a bad circle, but hopefully you guys get the drift. Why have we like this? Rabbi Eliezer says, up to when is one allowed to recite the Kriyat Shema? So the Tanna Kama told us, from, again, perfect day, if 6 p.m. is when the stars come out. So this is the beginning Zman. You know something? I'm so sorry. Let me just see if you guys see it. I don't want to... Yes, perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So we said that the Tanna Kama said, from when does one recite the Kriyat Shema? In the evening when the Kohanim enter to either Truma. When do the Kohanim enter to either Truma? That's specifically at Tzedek Kochavim. So we know that Tzedek Kochavim is at 6 o'clock. All right, let's say it's 6 p.m. right over here. Okay? 6 p.m. Now, comes Rabbi Eliezer, that's the first opinion in the Mishnah, and Rabbi Eliezer tells you, up to when can you do it? Says you're allowed to do it until the end of the first watch, until the end of the first of the 3 watches, basically. So he holds that after 10 p.m., Rabotai, after 10 p.m., you could no longer go ahead and say Shema. That's his opinion. If this is the first watch, according to him, that means you have from 6 p.m. until 10. Because he said until the end of the first watch. So until the end of the first watch, it's going to be 10 p.m. That means, according to Rabbi Eliezer Rabotai, at 10:01, make it bigger. According to Rabbi Eliezer, let me just erase this 10 over here. Maybe make it smaller. Okay. According to Rabbi Eliezer, at 10:01, if you go ahead and say the Shema, you did not fulfill your obligation of the Kriyat Shema. That's Rabbi Eliezer' opinion, by the way. Do we hold like him? Absolutely not. We'll see. You're able to do it until dawn, until even sunrise. We'll see another. But I'm just trying to tell. According to Rabbi Eliezer, he holds that you're allowed to be. The Tanna Kama says the Zman Kriyat Shema is from when the 3 stars come out. However, up to when can you go ahead and do it? According to Rabbi Eliezer, you only have up until 10:01. So back into the Kahati. The Kahati says, Kolomer Atzov Hashlish Harishon Shalala means to say until the first of the third of the basically the first of the 3 watches. Shahalayla Nechlak L'Shlosh Ashmarot, that the night is divided into 3 parts. You have to go till the end of the time. Different Rabbi Eliezer. These are the words of Rabbi Eliezer. So now he's actually bringing you what the Gemara is telling you already. Shu'um Mefarsh, because Rabbi Eliezer holds. If you guys remember, we started with the words. How do we know that there is even a mitzvah to say Kriyat Shema? Remember, that's one of the questions we're asking part 1. Why is the Tana beginning with the time to say Shema? Why don't you tell me that there's a mitzvah? So it's depending on the pasuk of Ubishabach of Kumecha, like we explained in part 1 of the Shur, when you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning. So he says over here, because Rabbi Eliezer now wants to learn the word Ubishabach, B'sha'a she'ata shochev lishon. He wants to learn the word Ubishabach. What does it mean? He says, at the time when you go to sleep, V'rov b'nei adam shochrim b'shalish harishon shel halayla. And majority of the people are sleeping on the first third of the night. That's a better way of saying it. First third of the night. Rabbi Eliezer Stam, now the Kahati is telling you something else. Rabbi Eliezer, whenever you see the word Rabbi Eliezer Stam, meaning and without saying Ben, without saying the son of this or son of that, it's said in general. Whenever you see Rabbi Eliezer Stam, you should know who is this Rabbi Eliezer? Who Rabbi Elazar ben Hurkanos. That is Rabbi Eliezer, the son of Hurkanos. So whenever you see in our Mishnah when it says Rabbi Eliezer, it's not regular Rabbi Eliezer. It's Rabbi Eliezer, the son of Hurkanos. He says that Masechet Avot in Perek Avot, basically in Perek Bet, Mishnah Chet. B'Gemara Mevor, it's explained in the Gemara. Shahayu simanim meheker la'anashim b'halukad halayla la'ashmorot. Rabotai, put it like this. The Gemara is going to explain that in each watch there was something else that was happening. That at one point the wives are feeding the children, they're speaking to their husbands, the dogs bark. So there were watches. That's what he says over here. That's where the Tana went ahead and he said until the end of the first watch. Why did he have to tell me until the end of the first watch? Since the night was divided into 3, he learned that it has to be until the end of the first watch, right over here. 1 second, Abu let me just see something. Let me see, Chacham, 1 second. Okay, so let me just clarify this. Since it says in the Gemara that there were signs as a recognition for people to be able to go ahead and divide the night to La Ashmor, to the 3 watches, since that's what it says in the Gemara, I see what he's saying. Rabotai, why did Rabbi Lezer have to say Ad Sov HaAshmor HaRishona, right, until the end of the first watch? Why the watch? Why use the say until the end of the first of the 3 parts of the night? Tell me like that. Why do you have to tell me Ashmura? Why do you have to tell me watch? Because the Gemara is going to tell you that over there he gave the simanim. Okay, now I remember. It's not even going. Okay, I remember. Okay, Rabbi Yosef. Fine. All right. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And the Gemara is going to explain that the watches that we have on earth, that's the same watches that you have in heaven. That's what basically why Rabbi Yehuda goes ahead and he says, Av Sov HaAshmor HaRishona. All we want to see is why did Rabbi Lezer want to use until the end of the first watch? Just tell me until the end, right? We know that the day is divided into 3. It's 1/3 of the day, until the end of the 1/3 of the day. Why do you have to tell me until the end of the first watch? So he explains because that the Gemara makes the difference in each watch what would happen. That's in the Gemara Masechet Berachot Rabotai. But when we do it, we'll get there. But that's why he had to use the word Ashmora. Okay. Now we're going to continue back into the Mishnah. Now the Mishnah says, that was the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. V'chachamim omrim, however the Chachamim are going to tell you, Ad chatzot. The Chachamim are going to tell you, no, 1 second. The Chachamim are going to tell you that you're allowed to recite from the beginning, right over here, from when the stars come out. You're allowed to recite Shema all the way until Chatzot. That's their opinion. Okay, we'll see right now. So the Kahati explains, V'chachamim umrim ad chatzot zman kri shema be'erev ad chatzot halal. Okay, like we explained, very simple. From the evening until midnight is the time when the Chachamim tell you you're allowed to go ahead and recite the Kri Shema. Rabbi Gamliel Omer, back into the Mishnah, Rabbi Gamliel says, Ad sheya'aleh amud hashachar. Rabbi Gamliel says no. Why? Rabbi Gamliel is saying, basically he's arguing on both of them. The Chachamim argued on Rabbi Lezer. Rabbi Gamliel is arguing on both of them. He says, I don't get it. Why are you limiting the guy, according to Rabbi Lezer, why are you limiting him till the first third of the night, meaning till the end of the first watch? According to Chachamim, why are you limiting till midnight? Comes Rabbi Gamliel and he says, 1 second. I'm going to give him from when the 3 stars come out. I'm going to give him the whole night until the beginning. Until Abud Shachar. Let's say until dawn for now. That's what he's going to say. I'm going to give him the whole night. But that's what he does say. Actually, Abud Shachar. Because the Machlok in the Gemara, you could even do sometimes up to sunrise if you didn't get a chance to do it up to dawn. Whatever. Rabotai. Again, when you do the Gemara, you will see each detail much more clear, especially with the Rashi. Nothing better than learn Gemara with Rashi. Okay. Rabotai, so that's what he tells us over here. Rav Gamliel says, Ad sheya'aleh amud hashachar, until the dawn is going to rise. Comes the Kahati. The Kahati says, what does it mean, Ad sheya'aleh amud hashachar? Haynu kol halayla. Rav Gamliel is going to give you the whole time. And that's Rabotai, by the way, halacha. Lechatchila, we want you to be able to do it until Chatzot Laila, until midnight. You didn't get a chance. You forgot, whatever the situation might be. We will give it to you even up until dawn. So that's what he said, Hayinu kol halayla, that's what he gives the whole Laila. Why does Rabbi Gamliel, now you have to understand, what do we say about Rabbi Eliezer? Remember, we're still working with the verse, Ubishach b'cha, when you lie down. Rabbi Eliezer learns the verse, Ubishach b'cha, when you lie down, is specifically referring to when the majority of people are going to sleep, and he learns that majority of people are already sleeping by the first the first part of the day, right? Okay, Rabbi said, right? He already learns that up to 3 they're already sleeping. So that's what he says. If you didn't say it, up to 10 o'clock, you miss the time, because he learns b'shalbucha means that's when people go to sleep, the first third of the night. Comes Ram Gamliel, no. Comes God and explains Ram Gamliel. Ram Gamliel says no. Shepirshu b'shalbucha. You know how Ram Gamliel was the pasuk of b'shalbucha? What does it mean when you lie down? You know, what does that mean? Why do you, Rabbi Eliezer, limit me till 4 hours of the day? When you say ub'shalbucha, you know how I could learn it? Kol zman shebnei adam shochrim v'yeshnim. The whole time when people are lying down and they're sleeping. Umikan shekol alayla karu zman shchiva. And that's what from here you learn out that if you say that the whole time when people are lying down, kol zman shebnei adam shochrim, when the whole time when people are lying down and they're sleeping, from here it says you could see that the night is called the time when people lie down. But which night, Rabotai? According to Gamliel, he learns ub'shalbucha means the whole night is considered to be in the time when people are going to sleep. Okay, so a person want to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, he'll go to sleep at 3 o'clock. If you want to go to sleep at 3 o'clock, he'll go to sleep at 5 o'clock. But the night, the whole night is made for people to go to sleep. So that's according to Gamliel, he wants to learn, what does ub'shalbucha mean? Ub'shalbucha means the whole night. That's why when you ask Gamliel, up to when can I say Kriya Shema? He'll tell you up until dawn. So one more time, Rabotai, Gamliel tells us up until dawn. How you call Allah? Meaning to say the whole night. Because he explains the word when you lie down. The whole time when people are going to lie down and when they're sleeping. From here you learn out. From here you learn out that the whole night is considered to be the time when people are lying down. Okay. Rabotai, Belineder, tomorrow we will continue with he's going to start explaining regarding Amud HaShahar. We're going to see Belineder B'ezrat Hashem, but we're almost there. You have a few more pages, so we actually finished the first Mishnah, but that's okay. So let's just do the Mishnah outside. From when does one recite the Kriya Shema in the evening? From the time the Kohanim enter to either Truma. Why do we have to say that specifically when the Kohanim enter through the Truma? Like we saw the many reasons, but specifically we have to see because that's exactly when the stars come out. That's exactly when it's actually night. That is the beginning time of Kriya Shema. Up until when do you have it? Ad Sov Hashmor HaRishon, until the end of the first watch. According to Rabbi Eliezer, you have up until the end of the first watch, until the end of the up until the end of the third. Right, watch, right over here. So he says, according to Rabbi Eliezer, why do we have to learn up until the end of the first watch? He says very simple, because he learns ub'shalbucha means when people are lying down and they're going to sleep, which is only in the first 4 hours of the day, because after then people are already sleeping. We did see the Chachamim Omrim, and the Chachamim say ad chatzot, and the Chachamim say up until midnight, and they're not learning ub'shalbucha anyway. No, they just say up until midnight. Comes from Gamliel Gamliel says no. Why are we limiting them? You have up until dawn. Why does Rabbi Gamliel learn up until dawn? Because he wants to learn ub'shalbucha means the whole night is considered to be the time when people are going to sleep. That's why according to Rabbi Gamliel, Rabotai, you're allowed to go ahead and recite Kriya Shema even until dawn. We will conclude with part 2. B'ezrat Hashem, Belineder will continue tomorrow. Have a great day.